From the University of North Carolina School of Media and Journalism, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
What's up, Tar Heels? Welcome to the February 7th edition of Sports Extra, the last show before the greatest rivalry in sports. I'm Nick Perlin.
And I'm Grace Wilson. Let's jump right in. Two of Carolina's finest tricksters took to enemy territory to test the knowledge of the students on the dark side of the greatest rivalry in sports. Josh Connor and Brian Gallagher bring you Heel If I Know, Tobacco Road Edition.
Welcome back to Heel If I Know. We're here on the Duke University campus. I'm joined alongside Brian Gallagher right now.
And it seems like there's a spelling error here. Say it with me. Tyler Hansbrough Stadium.
So we're here to see what Duke students know about their basketball team, and what we find out, Brian? Heel if I know. Place looks absolutely disgusting. It smells like defeat.
Josh, look to my right here. Who lives like this? Who lives like savages? That's who.
You know, Duke fans know to hate certain Carolina players. You know, guys like J.J. Redick and stuff like that. But a big one that we've been talking about a lot is Christian Laettner. You know, how much do you guys hate Christian Laettner on the other day?
I mean,
so much.
Coach K obviously gets a lot of love for being all-time in first wins. But do you think like Adolph Rupp, former coach like way back when, should get a little more love? Because he was still in top 5 all-time wins.
Okay, I would definitely say that he needs a little bit more love because we have like Krzyzewskiville. Like we need something to name after our previous coach. But yeah.
Okay. Like if you saw Christian Laettner right now, like what would you say to him?
GTHC.
Go to hell, Carolina, go to hell.
We have a guy that's on campus this weekend, Chaz Surratt. He's a big-time football player. He's between us and Carolina. And basically, you know, he's got great hands. Guy's, you know, phenomenal, will intercept any pass thrown his way, basically. So, yeah, we want him to come here. What's your pitch to Chaz Surratt to come here?
I think if he watches the game, we don't really have to do much else.
Yeah.
Chaz Surratt, please come to Duke.
Chaz Surratt, we want you, bud. Come on.
So we've been talking a lot about, you know, Coach K, one of the greatest coaches of all time, top 5 in wins. But another guy that we have as well is Adolph Rupp, who is a coach here. He's also top 5 in wins in all time. I mean, do you feel like, you know, his name should go down kind of somewhere around this campus? You know, we have Coach K-ville and stuff. What about for him?
No, definitely. He should be recognized as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our team is fantastic, so I think the effort should be recognized.
Yeah.
And then, so I don't know, you're probably not aware, but UNC had this one student manager on Twitter, Ricky Price, I think. He said they were going to win against FSU yesterday, which they lost, and they said they were going to beat us by 15. What do you have to say to Ricky Price?
That's just not going to happen.
You know, Duke just got a new guy. Goes by the name of Chaz Surratt. Have you guys heard anything about him at all?
He's not a player here.
You sure?
Yep.
All right.
You're from Carolina, though.
Grace, how could they forget about the Chaz Surratt interception? That is one of the best plays I've ever seen at the goal line.
I can't say I would take the time to watch a game I knew I was going to lose.
Honestly, I can't argue with that. Ahead of the latest installment of the greatest rivalry in sports, we brought in basketball analyst Chip Sweeney to discuss the matchup and its possible implications. Chip?
Guys, there always seems to be a big buildup around the UNC Duke game. But this year, this discussion isn't who's going to win the NCAA tournament. It's about who's going to make it there. The Devils seem to have their spot locked for the big dance in March, but the Heels are going to have to pull some madness to punch their ticket. After dropping the past 2 games to Boston College and Florida State respectively, the Heels are now under 500 and sit firmly in the bottom half of the ACC standings. If the season ended today, which many fans probably wish it would, the Heels would finish as the 13th seed in the conference tournament, which would have them playing the 12th seed Georgia Tech. The Heels would need to win 5 games in 5 days to even have a chance at making the big dance. While it isn't an easy road, it is possible if the team can start a win streak this Saturday. And now for the game predictions. Duke has been the better team all season. Let's just face the facts. The Heels have been struggling, and morale for the team seems to be at an all-time low. You would think this game would be a blowout in favor of the Devils, and yet, I think I'm going to have to pick the Heels. This game has the chance to turn the Heels season around, and let's just say, it's going to be a cold world in K-ville after this one. Back to you guys.
That's basketball analyst Chip Sweeney live in studio. Thanks, Chip. It's a cliche, but the saying is you can throw out the record books in a rivalry like this one, and the Heels are aiming to turn their season around with the win against Duke. In the past 5 years, UNC and Duke are tied with 5 regular season wins. each. UNC has won 3 of the past home games, and Duke currently leads the rivalry with a 138-111 wins. If you expect Saturday to be a blowout, think again. 4 of the past 10 games were decided by only 2 possessions. Like always, this Tobacco Road matchup will be a game worth watching.
The first battle of the Blues had the Heels going to darker blue enemy territory last night. UNC came out strong, attacking the rim and finishing at the basket like this shot from senior Medina Muhammad. 3-point shots from Taylor Coonan and Shayla Bennett had the Heels trailing by 2 at the half. Duke came out stronger defensively, making it harder for the Heels to get back in their groove. The Heels were able to close at 15-point lead, but fell to 71-61. The ladies will be able to seek revenge on March 1st at Carmichael Arena. Senior Shayla Bennett excelled last night against the Blue Devils. The guard came out strong, controlling the floor and attacking the basket. Not only did she finish with 19 points and 3 assists, defensively she had 1 block and 5 steals. Her leadership and poise kept the Heels in the game. Carolina will host Virginia Tech Sunday at 2. Accolades continue to pour in for the women's tennis team and one of its stars. Senior Alexa Graham is ITA National Player of the Week, following her big performances for the women's tennis team last weekend. Graham's strong play helped the Tar Heels sweep both Michigan and Vanderbilt, as she won both of her single matches in straight sets. Graham and the women's team will look to be crowned indoor national champions this weekend in Chicago. Graham, the second-seeded Heels, face off against Arizona State this morning in the round of 16 at the ITA National Indoor Championships. The Heels grabbed the win 4-1, claiming their 4th indoor title. It's also worth noting that the men's team is ranked number 1 for the first time in the USTA college tennis poll. The team jumped in number 1 after 2 big wins against South Carolina and Illinois.
Carolina gymnast Kasia Hislop is dominating the gymnastics floor. Hislop was named the East Atlantic Gymnast League Specialist Award for the 4th consecutive week. She scored a 9.9 and placed first on vault in Raleigh on Saturday. This score tied her season high in this rotation. Hislop is currently averaging the highest score in the EAGL conference on vault. Hislop and the Heels take on Towson tonight. One club baseball player is doing more than just hitting home runs. Lexi Kopp tells us he's making an impression on and off the field.
Anthony Castellano is passionate about his sport, but athleticism isn't all he has to offer. In addition to baseball, he got involved in Greek life through Bucks, the Christian fraternity at UNC.
I joined Bucks because I was looking for a good community of Christian people on campus that I didn't have in high school. And when I went to their rush events and met all the guys, I realized that that was a place on campus that I could really thrive and feel like a part of and fit in with a bunch of guys that were like me.
Though his membership in Bucks is very important to him, Castellano's passions don't stop there. He began learning Spanish in kindergarten and is now fluent.
I've worked at a Spanish summer camp where I helped kids with assignments during break that they needed to do so they could move on to the next grade. And they also made it like a summer camp to take the kids' minds off of school and make it seem more fun.
Everything Castellano is involved in relates back to his most important interest, people.
I want to go into nursing because I like helping people a lot, and putting a smile on someone's face is always super awesome to do.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Lexi Kopp, reporting.
Club sports will be in action this weekend, as will lots of varsity sports. The softball team has back-to-back games this afternoon in Tallahassee. The Heels play Alabama at 1 and Florida State at 3:30. The 8th-ranked wrestling team travels to Raleigh tonight at 7 to go head-to-head against the 3rd-ranked Wolfpack. The men's lacrosse team takes on Mercer tomorrow at noon, and the women's lacrosse team plays at James Madison Saturday at 1. So, Nick, a lot of exciting sports this weekend. Are you making it to any?
Well, I really wanted to go to the Duke game, obviously, but those tickets are really hard to get. But I will definitely be at the women's basketball game against Virginia Tech on Sunday.
I'm hoping to get in my exercise this weekend with a little run to Franklin Street on Saturday.
Oh, I'm bringing my running shoes just in case. Just in case. That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
See you on Monday with all of the highlights from a jam-packed weekend of Tar Heel sports.